The Empire of Maca has existed for nearly 1,000 years. Founded and ruled by Ava the Main, the immortal empress, it quickly expanded its borders thanks to the overwhelming power of its mages and the shrewd politics of its nobles. Now it has fully conquered the centre of the continent of Elmera, and although war has ended, peace still eludes its populace. As the empire nears its first millennia, the signs of turmoil have become more frequent and apparent. Monsters are becoming more bold, nobles plot schemes of usurpation, and whispers of rebellion hang heavy in the slums. This gave rise to the adventurer. These strong individuals of all races and classes lend their might to the citizens of Maca to drive back monstrous incursions. There are even adventurers who perform deeds so noble that the people can see beyond their race to the hero that lies within. There are those who criticize these adventurers and claim they're nothing more than pawns used to advance the political machinations of nobles. Despite the immortal Empress herself making fewer and fewer appearances, there are those whose faith in the Empire remains unshaken, but the wise know that it only takes a few sparks to ignite the flames of change. Allow me to introduce you to these sparks. Welcome to Elmera.
Hello and welcome to Dice Age, a real play D&D show. I am Jack, and I am your Dungeon Master. With me, as always, are the wonderful heroes. Would you all be so kind as to introduce yourself and your characters?
Hello, I am AJ, and I'm playing Edgar Wood, the half-elf blood hunter.
Hey, I'm Alice. I play T, the elven sorceress.
Hello, I'm Mitchell, and I play Essa, the human rogue.
Hello, I am Trey, and I am playing Oberon Perseus Maximus Germanius Cornelius Alexander Claudius II, your resident half-elf fighter.
A name to follow, and I'm Zach, playing Tauros, the tiefling paladin.
All right. Well, now, AJ, you usually have these wonderful scripted recaps that help the viewers know what happened in the previous episode, and I have come to expect that same level of quality from you for every episode moving forward.
It's gotten to acceptance, the acceptance stage of grief.
Right, and I'm at the point now where if I was to be confronted with no such recap, I would be horrifically devastated. Please enlighten me as to what beautiful creative work you have, your muse has spoken through you on this episode.
AJ?
You said Trey, right? That's what you said. You said
no,
Trey.
No, I did say AJ. I'm
AJ.
Sure.
Okay. So
AJ.
can I sidebar with y'all for a sec? Just cut the recording if possible.
Yeah.
Can you make the beep sound that makes me know that you stopped recording, Jack?
Beep.
Wow, there was multiple sounds there. That definitely means it stopped.
It stopped and started a few times. So,
hey guys, I didn't do it.
That's a funny joke. That's really funny. Like we should put that back in.
That's a good one.
Dude, it's not cool. Come on.
For realsies, and I only say for realsies when I mean it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write a recap this week.
What the fuck, man?
Dude, you have one job.
Yeah, I know. You pay me a lot of money for it, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Listen, what was I supposed to say? All right, it was hard. I was sitting there. What did you want me to say? That we came back to the capital?
I mean,
then what?
You got to tell them about the meeting that we had with the teacher and how she offered us, if we do a job for her mistress, that she'll, give us our licenses and go on our way.
Alice, no one cares that we felt like we didn't have a choice and we needed to follow her after everything that happened with the old proctor.
I mean, like,
Like, who
half of
cares
us
about
were
the
gonna be
emotional
dead if we didn't
dilemma?
get our licenses. Come on, man.
What? I think everyone else will back me up and say not a lot of interesting stuff happened once we agreed and went back.
How
Right,
are they going to
guys?
hear about Oberon's hissy fit?
Yeah, how are they going to hear about how Oberon like met with his sister again and then found out that his grandfather took her on as his new pupil and that it wasn't looking good and his father was very, very sad, as was Oberon. The wound was sad, even the dog. The dog's not
The
mad
dog.
at you, AJ.
How are they going to find out about how T went back to the bar and found out that her not actually her mom, Madame Chevra, has fucking magic cancer? Huh? And is leaving the bar to her when she dies?
I'm sorry, none of that sounds particularly interesting. Honestly, I kind of phased out during all that. What, you gonna tell me Essa and Toros had important shit happen too?
Come on, you dropped the fucking ball, man, on this one. How are they gonna know about Essa meeting up with his essentially owner and learning that he's gonna have to find information on T and give it to him so this fucking psychopath can marry her and then kill her like he's done to all of his other wives? Come on.
Wait, did that actually happen?
That actually happened.
That's
God
pretty
damn
cool.
it.
That's pretty cool.
I don't even remember.
How are they gonna know Tauros is sad? Oh wait.
That's true.
And
To
then
be honest, that's all I had.
Well, like his really cool mentor.
yeah, you got to meet with his mentor, and they got to hang out and talk. And Tauros got to be more sad and talk about how he's upset about what happened, but he really didn't want to tell her what happened because it's pretty fucked up. And like he knows that if he tells someone, he's probably gonna get fucking offed. Like how would they know that?
He's so upset he got all over his spaghetti.
He does like his
Hey,
spaghetti
man.
too.
They're never going to know all those things.
And how
It's
could
your
they
fault.
forget that like Edgar's like part tree now?
No, he's Bones. Well, everyone's Bones, but he's more Bones than other people, Trey. And you can't, that wasn't all that happened. Edgar had a very emotional conversation with his mom. They both found out they were sorry, which was supposed to have been a race that died off and are considered monsters. And Edgar didn't know what to do with himself. And they had a very meaningful conversation where she told him about how the capital is where the Asori once lived. And she's there trying to represent and bring back some of that culture. And that the fucking tree in the middle of the capital is not a tree, it's bones. It's all bones.
But
But
it is
meaningful
a tree.
bones.
But it is a
Bones.
tree. It's a tree made out of
Bone
bones.
tree.
And because you fucked it so hard, AJ, no one's ever going to know that. And it's your fault.
I guess we'll just start recording again, and we'll just have to pick up at the start of this new episode instead of
Oh,
giving
yeah.
a recap for the previous
Yeah.
one.
I'm looking forward.
Strike
There
one.
it is. Yeah, I just want to make sure we get that beep properly to know that we are in fact recording again.
Right.
Nope.
Just,
Jack, roll the intro again.
there it is.
Okay. All right. So you all you're back in the city. You've all managed to get back in touch with family, friends. In the case of Tauros, the one other person that you know in the city. Sorry, Tauros. And you all now have a place to be.
Indeed. We were going to meet up
Oh, yeah.
at that adventurers bar.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Skull Inn.
Yep.
Woo.
All right. So, sun rises, you all get up, you all head on over to the Dragon Skull Inn. Inside, you walk in and see a large common room, plenty of tables, plenty of adventurers who have already shown up for the day. Lots of people eating, talking, hanging out. There's even a series of bulletin boards posted on one of the walls that have different requests pinned to them. Just little places where if someone needs an adventurer, they can put a little message up there. And then, of course, the centerpiece, the main accoutrement of the inn, the skull of a long dead dragon that is hanging directly above the central bar area. This, of course, being the skull of a dragon that was felled by one of the great heroes of the elves during the culling of the dragons way back at the early ages of the Empire. And then seated at one of the tables, you all see Mara Deldrex, the druid teacher from the academy, notices you all and gives you all a sort of cheery wave as she kind of adjusts herself in sitting in this stool that's clearly too small for her.
This isn't adventurers, and like they can't have multi-sized seating.
Of course
I
not.
think they only took elves into account when they made this place.
I see a couple of smaller seats for some.
He will just slip right into a seat across from her, very casual.
Mm-hmm.
But like also because of who she is as a person, too flashy to be here.
Mm-hmm. She's definitely turning some heads as she strides into the establishment. People are kind of giving Toros some space as he walks through.
Yeah. He just keeps his eyes literally just low as he just kind of walks towards the table.
Yeah, we'll just pick a random seat and just sit down.
All right. So you all take your seats around the table, and Mara looks at you all and says, "Oh, well, thank you for joining me today. Today I wanted to, so we're going to go over, so Lady Ward, she decided that, she has a few plates spinning, but she thought that this would be a good enough mission for you all to try, and if you are able to accomplish it, she even told me that she would like to thank you all in person if you are able to get it done. T, are you thinking of something?
I was under the impression that we were going to be speaking with Miss Ward about this.
Yeah, Mara looks a little sheepish and she says, I'm sorry, she's a little busy at the moment. She had something else come up for her. But she does, she did promise that she would see you if you are able to get everything taken care of. And as she's kind of flustered, she goes on, but the mission. So Lady Ward, she's a woman who likes to have allies, and if she isn't able to necessarily persuade someone to kind of work with her, she does sometimes have to convince them in other ways. So she does keep her ears open for information that might help convince people that they should work with her. Mara's clearly kind of really trying hard to search for her words. She's sort of fumbling around it the point, but she eventually says, so recently Lady Ward has heard of a rumor about one of the other lords of Elmera, a man named Donag Rockfort. Apparently, sorry.
I was just gonna say, do you mind spelling that?
Yeah. Donag is Donagh, and then Rockfort is Rochfort. But he's a lord. He he is in charge of the county of Rockfort. And recently, Lady Ward has heard that he may have some kind of secret that he's been trying to keep under wraps for some time now. She doesn't know exactly the nature of the secret, but if she were to learn what it is, she might be able to convince him to work with her.
So let me get this straight. This person has a secret, maybe. And if we can figure out what this secret about nothing in particular is, she'd like us.
Well, there is a lead. So, as you know, a lot of the nobles don't really spend a lot of time in their territories. They tend to spend more of their time here in the city. But Lord Rockfort, he will actually spend several months at a time back in his own territory, specifically in the capital of his county of Cashel, where he has his own family manor. He also has a daughter who hasn't really been very seen publicly for years now. So, she's made appearances, but a lot of the times she's just in the manor. So the rumor goes that there's something involving her that Lord Rockfort spends his time back in Cashel making sure doesn't get uncovered.
Definitely some juice there.
Right. Yeah, so basically, Lady Ward would like you all to go to Cashel. Right now, Lord Rockfort is actually there as we speak, and see if maybe you can uncover whatever it is he's trying to keep hidden. If you after your investigation, you do discover that there really wasn't as much of a secret, that the rumor was a little more unfounded, that won't be considered a failure because you'll be able to tie a loose end, basically. But Lady Ward wouldn't be sending you here if there wasn't something to uncover. It might end up being something that she can't really use as much as she'd like.
All right.
So your lady wants blackmail.
Mara looks very uncomfortable with that word. And she's just like, that seems harsh. It's information,
Information that could harm someone's reputation about their closest kin. I understand. Totally not blackmail.
She kind of grimaces and says,
I didn't say I had a problem with it.
Mm-hmm. I understand that it doesn't sound great, but with the way that things work in order to get an upper hand in this society and to make the changes that Lady Ward wants to make, you kind of have to rely on these kind of tactics.
While Laymar is talking, can I make like a quick perception check around, see if I notice anyone's trying to listen in and what's too close?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a perception check.
Okay. We're talking about a lot of sensitive information here.
Yeah.
Yep. Now you will notice there.
It's a nat one.
Well, with a nat
Fuck.
one,
Well,
I don't know this shit.
in fact, you're kind of having trouble following exactly what Mara is telling you. It's like there's a guy.
I heard,
he's got a daughter. Maybe the daughter's doing something weird at home.
I heard the idea of like, hey, Noble, hey, he's a blackmail a Noble. It's like, got it.
yikes.
Now, I will say there is like a kind of, it's not like the middle of the day, so it's not the busiest that this inn and tavern can be, but it is fairly, the common room is still fairly populated, and there is a lot of conversation going on, so there is kind of a
Buzz.
a buzz, a sort of level of white noise conversation going on throughout the room. Now, if anyone else wants to try to like make sure there's no,
I'm done.
make sure nobody's dropping eaves.
Why is
You know,
Yeah,
I think
Forrest is
I think
definitely
T's too busy in the business of this to check.
Oberon is 100% only paying attention towards Mara.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, Taurus is definitely going to keep an eye out around him. He's kind of used to it.
Thank goodness someone is.
Perception.
That one, damn
All right,
it.
16. Okay, with a 16, let me see here.
Poor assassins.
Here's her social security number. They have that, right? Elmera social security?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
It's 30 digits long, though. A lot harder to remember.
That's fair.
Tauros. So with the 16, you're looking around. There is that sort of gentle thrum of conversation going on. You do notice, though, that there is something catches your eye. You see this another tiefling, actually. They're red-skinned with horns that have been filed down, but they are kind of keeping to themselves. And you do, when Mara mentions Cashel, you do see just the slightest kind of tilt of the head, almost like that person is reacting to the name of the town. And as you like kind of nonchalantly keep an eye on them, you do notice that it does seem like they may be listening in to you.
While the other, like mostly like, the other homies are talking, Taurus is going to kind of just like tap Edgar's chair with his foot. And then you see him just kind of like nod one of his horns to the side over towards the other tiefling.
Give me a stealth check.
Yeah, I was going to say if you want me to try and hide that.
Does it disadvantage because he doesn't have your armor with this one?
No, because it's not.
I think
this
that's
is
more
like,
general moving around
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah. This is more like just trying to. So that's an 11.
Thank God.
Not the nat 1. It's an 11.
Oh, do not once this early.
Boy, howdy.
You rolled that once. Oh boy.
Yay!
Not bode well if you get into a combat this session.
So Tauros, you kind of try to silently notify Edgar of the person listening in,
You kick out one of the legs of his chair that you gently tap.
Sorry, I'm just so strong.
You do nudge him. Edgar, you do see Tauros. I'm going to say that, like, you're able to interpret what Tauros is trying to get at. But when you look up in that direction, you see suddenly, like, a look of a sort of startle from the tiefling, who now is standing up and leaving their table.
I'm gonna wait a beat. I'm gonna look at Tauros and say, if y'all keep talking, I can just try to keep an eye, see where she goes.
Oberon just looks up. Who?
We might have someone interested in what's going on here. Tauros caught him.
Like, Mara's gonna, like, eyes go wide, like, oh shoot. Yeah.
I
just turned to him. Jack,
Yes.
when we get here, I'm assuming as it's an adventure like place, there's like places for like familiars or like companion animals to like be outside the bar.
There's like not like,
like
a
a
stable,
stable.
not like a stable, but there's like hitches that you can tie like a horse to or something like that. So like it wouldn't be unfeasible for like Wound to be waiting outside.
Yeah, hearing this, I look to Edgar and I go, where were they sitting at?
Point to where they were.
Is there anything left there? Like, did they leave like money? Did they leave like a drink, like a tankard, anything like that?
They did leave behind a gold coin.
I'll turn to Edgar and I'll flip and I'll like quickly slide him a gold coin. Grab theirs. Wound can track them.
Tauros kind of just cracks his knuckles, like, I'll join you.
All right. And Mara's going to look at you all and be like, are you two going after them right now? Because someone needs to.
Oh, yes. They'll take care of that. We'll take care of the business.
Okay.
Essa will go with the group.
Tauros kind of speaks up too much. I've never been one for talking anyways.
Sure thing.
Sure.
So just remind me, it's going to be Edgar, Essa, and Tauros following the...
And Wound.
Here.
And Oberon and T handling the negotiation.
Let's do it this way. Tauros, take Wound with you and take the direct path. I think Essa, being the sneaky one, and I take some longer routes ahead, try to cut them off.
Tauros, how do you feel about being alone with Wound?
You see some like drops of sweat start rolling down his head. He's like, are you sure Wound can't hide with you guys? I can go alone.
Edgar,
I stand next to him, who like comes up to my waist.
Yeah.
Like,
Edgar, could I get a history check from you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I know where this is going.
AJ knows. Let's see if
AJ knows where this is going.
14.
Okay. Thinking back on it, you do remember in learning of the history of the Empire that Elmera Mastiffs have for a long time been battle companions for the elves, but they were especially battle companions in hunting down monsters and monstrous races. So there might be some reason for a hesitation between a tiefling and a Elmeran Mastiff.
You literally see him like physically kind of like adjusting his gauntlets, like just like anxiously.
Edgar thinks back to when Wood refused to had that itch when he found out he was an Asori, and he's like, I don't think we can give him to Essa because Essa's our sneaky guy.
You want
And Wood's not sneaky.
I can do it.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Are you sure?
Here, and I'll slide Tauros very quickly because I'm assuming we need to get going. I'll quickly slide him a thing of like Wounds rations, aka like treats, and just give him those.
All right.
And give him the gold coin. He can track them.
Got it.
All right. So first we're going to have the search party I'm gonna need so you go out of the tavern. The person. Let me get a perception check from everyone just right away.
And also, before I'm going to do that, before he leaves, he kind of leans over to Teves, just kind of whispers up, "Be careful," before heading out.
At 20.
Where's my be careful, Tauros?
He gives you the bro nod.
No,
He's like, "Oh,
I too would like to sniff the coin, oddly, because of my blood hunter.
Mhm.
I'm better at smell than anything. Thank
Okay.
God. 14.
Okay. So let's see.
you want Wound
Essa-
to do one real quick? Or is that when they actually start?
This is just for visual.
Heading out.
So just leaving. Edgar, you aren't able to see the tiefling, but Essa and Tauros, you managed to catch them ducking behind into an alleyway just as you exit the tavern.
definitely follow after them, I guess.
Yeah, so
Alright.
Tauros, you can approach Woon. Give me an animal handling check.
Boy.
Does he have advantage?
With
'cause he has
advantage
the
because you have
rations?
the treats.
You got this. You got this.
Hey, that's a dirty
Yeah.
20.
There you go.
Yeah, so you approach Woon. Woon's a little like not aggressive, but definitely a little like, oh, you're not
Unsure.
Oberon.
Yeah.
But when you do hand him a treat, he like kind of loosens up and eats it happily. And then when you present the coin to him, he like immediately understands what he needs to do. So give me a perception check from Woon.
With advantage.
With advantage because of keen senses. Whoo!
That was to you, but that was a dirty 20.
Yep, I'm seeing it. All right.
Yay. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Instead of just doing it like boring chase rules, because they're kind of not great for chasing through a city, let's do it as a skill challenge.
All right.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
All right. So, skill challenge. It's going to be. I'm going to say this is going to be a moderate difficulty skill challenge. So we'll go with. You'll need 5 successes. And then remember, a skill challenge only allows for 3 failures. And it's going to be. We'll go with a DC 14.
Got ya.
Cool.
All right.
Gotcha.
So first, we are going to do Essa. What's the skill you're going to try to catch this person?
It's stealth. They're trying to sneak up on them as I run after them.
Okay.
No. Please. 25.
That's a 25. That's a success. All right. Next, we are going to need a skill check from Tauros. And I'll say, since you're with Woon will give you advantage on any skill check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Except I'm going to assume like an intelligence.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you chose to do perception, Woon would give you advantage on it. Or if you want to do athletics to try to catch up by running or something like
You
that.
could hop off.
Can I do something almost like an intimidation where like he's like trying to like kind of get the crowd to kind of scoot out of his way?
Ooh, yeah, absolutely. And I'll definitely, Woon will definitely give you advantage on that. Yeah. He's an Elmeran Mastiff. People move for that thing.
21.
Hey.
Good thing you had that
He puts on
advantage.
kind of a face where he actually looked kind of just angry, and he kind of just goes, and you see a little bit of like smoke steam coming out of his nose as he just starts, not hustily, but like starts moving towards the direction.
Mom walk.
See, I'm thinking, have y'all seen The Princess Bride?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, yep.
Where Andre the Giant goes, everybody move!
Yes.
All right. That's 2 successes. Then we'll get one from Edgar.
Edgar, being familiar with having to run through like these city streets, is going to try to climb up, use acrobatics to get a higher vantage point to see where they're going. Mitchell, I saw that. I don't have many good skills. All right, I'm not a skill person. You're a rogue.
You're a rogue.
I will say, I would give you advantage because you are someone who does have a strong familiarity with these streets, with your how you grew up. But with that bad roll on your perception, I'm going to have it. It would have been disadvantaged, so it cancels out.
Cool. 16.
Hey, 16.
Hey.
All right, so that's 3 successes. We just need 2 more. Any more skills? And then what 2 people want to try?
The skills I have are perception, medicine, deception. And, my perception is not that great. If you 2 have any skills that are like decently high,
Toros may just want to. Toros has the advantage from wounds, so he may just want to try one of his better skills.
I'm real. If it's not Dex, I'm not good at it.
Can I try to use like insight to try to like kind of think about like, okay, I've been in a situation where I've had to run through these streets before, and I've also had to run through these streets as a tiefling. Which way would this person probably go?
Ooh, absolutely.
Would I get advantage for that?
You would not get wounds advantage,
because
there's not really a way wound could help with that. But I will allow that. I think that's a good use of the insight skill.
Okay.
Wound would just be like, I too was a tiefling in this.
Hey, that's a 22. All right, that's 4 successes. We just need 1 more.
What's your next highest skill, H?
Technically, it's sleight of hand at 5. That's the only other good one.
If you can come up with a way to justify it, I'll allow it.
You got something, Mitchell?
My next highest is deception with the +4, but I don't know of any way I could use it.
You could.
It's up to you.
I'm not there.
I mean,
sorry.
y'all are able to give each other suggestions.
So sleight of hand. If you're cool with it, Mitchell. What I want to do is, if I know where they are now, since I've gotten on the rooftops, I want to try to distract them without knowing which direction that distraction is coming from. So if I see them going one way, that might be making it harder for Woon and Toros to follow. I want to make it seem like something is coming in the other way to try to defer them in a closer route.
So how would you use sleight of hand to do that?
My plan is to make it seem like where I'm throwing it from isn't where it's been thrown from. Like make something come from a direction without them knowing where it's coming.
I was going to say even like you could like even like if it's like daylight outside, you could sleight of hand like take out like one of your like short swords or daggers and use it to like reflect the sunlight as sleight of hand to like try and like get in their eyes if you possibly could.
Yeah.
I was also going to say, Mitchell, for deception, you could go up to somebody in the street and be like, hey, I'm looking for my adventuring partner, Red Tiefling. Like, did you see where he went? Like, can you point me in that direction?
I was also going to say, like, something I could do if I wanted to, like, pop myself as stealth was deception, try to kind of not disguise, but kind of hide my appearance to not look like me, so I could try to follow them more outwardly. But I think
still that's just stealth. I think that's still just stealth, though.
That would probably just.
I could see a deception justification for that. I think probably the sleight of hand will be the way to go. Like you're trying to make enough of a noise that they think someone's coming down an alley where they're not actually, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to misdirect them basically from afar.
I'm going down. I'm going with AJ's route.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's try that. All right. Yeah, so that's a 5th success. So you all managed to, Toros with Woon managed to close in. Woon's able to track them down, help move people out of the way. Toros, you know your way around these alleys. You know the kind of ways to get around without being noticed, so you're able to, or without drawing attention to yourself, so you are able to predict a pretty good amount of the direction this person's going in. Essa, you're able to trail them without even them realizing that you're right behind them. And then Edgar, you're able to hop up onto the rooftops, get a visual on them, and then trick them into moving down an alley that actually leads to a dead end. And you all manage to converge right as that tiefling runs up to the dead end, turns around, and sees the three of you in wound. And the tieflings going to put up their hands. Now getting a good look, you do see that they do appear to be a woman. And she says, "Hey, it's a little scary. A bunch of people chasing after a woman and cornering her in the dark alley. That's not that cool, guys."
It's also kind of scary when someone's listening in on your private conversation, though.
And she just kind of smirks and says, "Well, it's sort of a free country, I guess. So maybe I
You
just
and me
hear
both
it."
know it's not a free country.
She smirks again and just says, "Look, I don't want to cause any trouble here. So how about we all just forget about what happened today and we just leave it at that?"
If that were the case, we would not have followed you.
Can I get a perception check from Essa?
That's
20.
modified 20.
All right, Essa, you see something catch one of the lights in the alley. It's a kind of glint on the inside of the left wrist of the tiefling.
Hidden blade.
You look at it again and you see it's a kind of pendant, amulet, something like that. Some piece of jewelry, and you notice it looks like a circle that's been sliced in half, but the two halves have been kind of shifted apart from each other. And that's a symbol you haven't seen in a long time. It's the symbol of the rebellion.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to look at this person. Was it possible to say that the rebellion had come up with kind of its own codified language to kind of subtly talk to people when we're inside, like?
Yeah, they have like
territory of the
a
Thieves' cant.
thieves' cant type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, essentially our own thieves can't. I'm gonna kind of look to Edgar and Tauros and kind of like wave them off a bit, like tell them to just take a step back. I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna start talking to her in that language, and I'm gonna go, "Why are you here?"
A genuine kind of look of surprise on the tiefling's face, and then she smirks and says, "You know we're everywhere. I didn't realize we had another agent in the city."
Not necessarily.
The stone cold glare that was on this woman has moved to Essa.
I was about to say when Essa like motioned for like wound,
Yeah.
take a step back, wound did not move at all.
Right, yeah. No,
Oh yeah, I stuck to that.
but so the woman just like nods to the others in the group and says like, they don't know about your history, do they?
They know nothing about me,
Right.
and I'm gonna keep it that way if you don't mind.
And she says, "All right, let's make a deal. I don't tell them how you're communicating with me, and you convince them to let me go.
One last question before I agree to this. What made you listen on us?
She shrugs and says, Rebellion has an interest in Lady Ward. We like to know potential allies and potential enemies.
Well, I can tell you this from what I've heard. She's a potential ally.
Good to keep in mind. Then
Every
she'll look at Tauros and Edgar and just be like, "All right, I think I came to an agreement with your friend here."
Essa?
She's not an enemy. Trust me on this.
I don't trust you right now.
I know you don't. I can see it in the eyes.
You don't say.
Look, I didn't learn anything that special.
I'm gonna hold my hand up, kind of like go. You know what I work in. I'm a thief. I'm a burglar. You know, that's how I got in the situation I'm in. Thieves have their own way of talking to one another. Just like me, she's a thief. She heard about a lord in a place. She wanted to go steal. She won't, because what I said. So
Tauros doesn't trust the fucking word. He wants to insight this shit.
Okay. That's going to be an insight and deception contest.
All I'm saying, Mitchell, is you are so fucking lucky Oberon is not there right now. You are so lucky.
Ooh,
Yes,
baby. So that was an 11 for deception and a 16 for insight. Tauros.
Yep.
You get the feeling that Essa might not be telling the truth.
You see his glare hasn't moved, but you see him just do a little snort and steam comes out of his nose as he takes a step towards Essa.
I wanna insight check Essa, not for lying, but like intentions in this moment. Like, do I get the vibe that Essa still he means it? This isn't a problem for us as
Right.
a group.
He's being
Not-
genuine.
Not
Yeah.
is he telling a lie, but about who
He
this person
might have a
is.
reason for lying.
Yeah.
But is it
But
not
is
is
it
the
for the
intention
benefit
behind
of the group? Is it for
Yeah.
the benefit?
Is
Damn it.
a 10
Yeah.
insight? I'm gonna say, yeah, with an 11 deception, 10 insight. Yeah, you're finding it hard to get a solid read on Essa, but you don't find a reason to outright distrust what he's saying.
Okay.
Tauros just kind of keeps walking towards them and just, we have too much working against us right now, Essa.
Problem. I have my back turned to her. If she were an enemy, she would stab me. Okay?
That's right. I could stab him really easily right now.
Essa,
My
you
back-
and me
I-
Should
both
not
know-
say it like that.
My weapons are not drawn. My guard is down. If she wanted to kill me, it would just take a blade in my throat and I'm gone.
All right. Hang on, Taurus. Let's see if you can answer one question. Do you at all anticipate she's going to get in the way of what we're doing next?
No.
Do you have any intention, I look at her, of going to the place that we're going?
She looks at you and says, "No, my business is here."
So we're not going to see you again.
Not as long as I have anything to say about it.
Barely know each other, Essa, and that's exactly why Taurus is acting this way. But
I know. But for this, trust me. I know
you
how to
get
do this.
one from me. I don't know anything about Taurus's rules. You get one from me. And I'll look at Taurus.
He hasn't taken his eyes off Essa.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do, man. It's up to you, but that's enough for me right now, is what I'll say.
You
Seems-
see him just glaring, and then he just kind of huffs, and he's just gonna turn his back on Essa and walk over towards Woon.
Wound's still like standing in a position to block the alleyway. Like he's kind of just kept this defensive position.
Right.
Unless somebody calls him off, he's gonna maintain this position.
All right. Well, the tiefling woman is going to like look at Toro's backing off, look at Edgar and Essa, and then she's gonna smirk, pull out a grappling hook, and just toss it onto one of the buildings, and then just give a little mock salute and say, "Hope we never see each other again," as she just starts climbing up.
Awkwardly misses a couple times, like it takes way too long.
She goes straight up in the air, like cool, and just goes straight up, comes back down on her head.
I swear, I got it first try this morning, guys. I swear to God.
As she gets to the,
you are making my case so much worse.
Yeah, as she gets up to the top of the building, she is going to look back down and say, back in that cant, she's going to say, "Hey, when you get to Cashel, maybe take a look for Zameln."
Spell that.
Sammeln.
We gotta get my notepad out.
She's not helping his case by shouting something secret at the last second.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Spell it again.
Sammeln.
Samuel. Got it.
Don't lie
Jack,
about that.
I would have wanted to have gotten close enough to have gotten her scent, if that's cool.
You would still have it from the coin, right?
No, but I want.
I'd say that you would have been able to have approached her, or like while trailing her, have found an opportunity to catch her scent.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
All right.
Just like gets a bottle out of the air.
Mm-hmm.
Legend of Zelda style. I'm just he's sharp.
All right. Well, the mysterious tiefling is gone. You all, I assume,
did we ever get a name?
You never asked, so
You never asked.
Oh my god!
You don't send men to do a woman's job. That's all I'm saying.
Also, are you gonna trust the name she's gonna give?
No,
That's
but,
also-
at least
But an alias is better than nothing.
Aliens better than nothing.
Instead of that red tiefling, now we just sound racist.
It's okay. We're allowed to
there
be
was
against that.
there was a shady tiefling that we chased into an alley.
Oh my god! Oh,
That's
I'm so mad. Oberon didn't go, but at the same time, I'm so happy he did because this conversation would still be going at this point.
Oh, I know.
Or there might be a dead tiefling.
There might be a dead Essa. I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
Anyways,
I was as they're walking back, Essa's like 20 feet behind everyone. He's not even close to anyone.
like even Woon is giving him the side.
No. Woon is behind Essa.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Woon, not like directly behind, but like tack.
Ooh, kill.
Yeah. he's ready.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll swap back to the tavern when it was just Oberon and T talking to Mara. So the rest of your group has just kind of not run out, but hastily exited. And Mara looks back to you all and says, I hope that they're able to take care of that.
They're quite capable.
Yeah, I trust.
Were you gonna say who you trust, or you just I trust?
I trust most.
Okay.
I trust Tauros at least.
Right. And it's
I
not
trust
like
no
they're
one but
going to
the
just
Essa.
do something like let the person get away or anything, right? Like
No,
the
they would never reveal
Oh.
vital information that could be used as a counterpoint to them chasing them for no apparent reason.
right.
Oh, of course not. Anyway, this deal.
Yes. So Lady Ward is prepared to once the mission is completed and you're able to report back to her, she is happy to award each of you 50 gold pieces, as well as, you know, considering hiring you on retainer as an adventuring party.
How? And Oberon looks like he kind of folds his hand in front of him and he begins thinking and kind of just looks over at T. And you get the sense he's asking if they want. He kind of just does a quick thumbs up, thumbs down.
She gives him a look that seems to say, it's very similar to her normal look, but it seems to say, fuck it. You know? This wild, let's go for it kind of look that she always kind of has, but she intensifies it for a moment.
Yeah.
Just like a, let's go.
Okay, Oberon's going to just look at her. You, and this would be a part of favor that you and that you did for us. Correct.
Oh, yes. Once this mission is completed, regardless of the outcome, regardless of if you do choose to stay with Lady Ward, once the mission is completed, you, as far as I'm concerned,
that favor is dealt
that
with.
favor is gone. Yeah, you will not owe me anything.
I give Oberon a look of, now what do you think?
He's still looking at Mara very intently. You haven't seen him you've seen him serious, but he almost looks mildly the part of the noble he's supposed to be. Business is business right now. He kind of just leans back and goes, "It's perfectly well that will happen, but as for the compensation, I would like two things. One, which I think is the easier of the two, that instead of 50 gold apiece, I think when you take into account rations, supplies, and the potential aspect of conflict, I think 300 as a total pot would be simple and help us more."
Yeah, that's perfectly fair.
Two. And he'll just look at her. What is your connection to Lady? Why are you doing all this?
She'll actually kind of smile and say, "There's not a lot of opportunities to make meaningful changes in this empire when you're a Furbolg. You do what you can, you become an adventurer, you try your best to help keep people safe, but then you get into situations like the one you all had to face during your exam. And you realize that just being a decent person on your own isn't enough to actually make things better. Lady Ward is someone who can try to make things better because she has the power to actually make change instead of just be one person screaming against an unending void of misery."
Can I quick check? I don't know if I did it when it first came up. I don't think Oberon was in the mental space to do so. Can I try and recall any recollection of any of my lessons, any of the meetings with higher end nobility, anything like that, recalling a Lady Ward?
Yeah.
Would that just be like a history check?
I would say that's a history check, yeah. I'll give you advantage since you're a noble who.
I feel like this is just going to be worse.
Oberon's not an intelligent boy, Jack.
He is not. He is not.
Okay, well, you got a 4.
Oh, hun.
I had to try.
Yeah.
With a 4, you've heard the name, which
I heard it today.
I mean, you've heard the name since before meeting Mara, which in the realm of the kind of circles that your family is involved in isn't nothing. She's not. Lady Ward isn't the kind of noble who is a name that has never been said at the Claudius estate. Now, as to what specific amount of power or influence she has, you have no clue. But just the simple fact that your family has, even at some times, kept abreast of her and her situation is enough for you to know something's going on.
We Dumbos together, baby.
Yeah, but I still rolled better than you. We got a 6.
6?
Well, guess what? We got the same modifier.
With a 6, T, like, I feel like you don't really have a whole lot of nobles that you keep up with.
No.
But you do have
one noble who keeps up with me.
Well, you do have a noble who keeps up with you, but aside from like the nobles who visit Madame Chevre's, you don't really know a whole lot of names. So yeah, you don't know anything about Lady Ward. That would have been really nice if you got that nat 20.
It would have been so nice.
Oberon.
It would have been so nice.
When she finishes saying this about what Lady Ward can do, T's response is just a very she's been looking like she's happy to play the dumb blonde here, but then after hearing that, she kind of sobers up a little and just goes, "Well, I certainly look forward to speaking with her after this."
As do I.
I'm sure she's looking forward to speaking with you all as well. She's always eager to meet those who actually want change to come to the Empire.
Like lines.
And I think with that's when the rest of the group comes back in. You all notice there is a bit of... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Before we would get there, Edgar would have taken a moment, and as I said, he was a bit back, right, originally?
Yeah. But,
Edgar would have slowed down and once, try to get Essa to slow down a little bit too, so that Woon and Taurus are as much out of earshot as possible while they're still keeping pace. He would just say, "All right, those two aren't listening. Can I get a little less bullshit?"
What I'm about to tell you is could get you in trouble. Will certainly get me in trouble if they know. You cannot tell anyone.
Real quick. Real quick, just a reminder, you know the one thing that would immediately get me killed by everybody in this city, so I think I'm fine.
Yeah, fair. Do I still have my amulet, my pendant of it?
I'll leave that up to you. Did you keep it or not?
I imagined he wouldn't have, considering the way he left.
Yeah.
He goes, "I saw something that she had. It was a pendant. It's a symbol of a group that I was once with who are staunch opposers of the Empire. Not with them anymore. Things happen. Leadership changed and all that. What you heard me talking in was a code we have. so we could communicate in Empire territory without being caught. She's part of it, and they have an interest in Lady Ward. I told her that she was an ally, from what we've heard.
All right. This whole time we were talking, Edgar was making it look like they weren't having a serious conversation. That they were just like doing it as he was looking around to make sure no one was close enough. As soon as Essa started getting real about shit, he's like, "And you trust that they're not going to fuck up our immediate plans, right?"
As long as they know I'm not involved, they shouldn't. She didn't seem to know my name or recognize my face, so that's a good sign.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being honest. I get why you're not telling anybody else just yet, but if this does come back...
Yeah. I know.
During this time, Tauros has taken time to bond with Woon and is like slowly but surely trying to pet his head.
Woon, like, you got a dirty 20 on that animal handling check. Woon's still a little like on edge, because the person
Tensions are high. Tensions are high. Right?
The vibe is a little off at the moment, but Woon isn't like growling or showing signs that he doesn't like you touching him.
Okay.
He's not in playful puppy mode, but he's
no. Yeah.
He's not rejecting you.
As we're walking a little closer and we see that, I turn to us again and I'm like, "Can I be completely honest with you? He, looking at us, he confuses me so much. When the shit went down for me, I thought I could look at him and feel at least something comfort, but even..." And Edgar like doesn't know why he's saying this right now. I think it was that moment of vulnerability. He's just like, "But for some fucking reason, I thought he'd be the first to kill me." And I don't know.
If I'm being honest, he was steps away from doing it.
I don't get him, man.
I don't get a lot about the situation we're in, honestly. I just know
Fair.
I'm fucked either way I go, so I go with the way that kills me the slowest, I guess.
I guess same. All new to me.
Yeah. I want to get back up there towards I get suspicious of you.
All right.
Go to the corner and listen to some slam poetry.
So you all come back into the Dragon Skull Tavern. Like the rest of your group looks up and sees you. I'm going to say that even without an insight check, they can sense some tension among the three of you as you walk back in.
Tauros still looks kind of pissed, right?
He's not hiding.
I imagine Tauros, Woon, and Edgar walk in first, and then like a couple seconds later, Essa walks in. Woon is a very good kind of suit.
Woon is waiting outside.
Tauros, like he wears a pretty stone cold face when he's walking through. Like he doesn't like to show emotion when he's around other people, but he looks pissed off right now. Like his eyes are a little flared. Like every now and then, like one of his breaths, a little bit of steam comes out his nose.
Are we going to have problems with our new friend?
Ask Essa.
Essa, are we going to have problems with our new friend?
That's the thing you want to hear.
Yeah. Not a yes or a no, just to ask this guy.
Get along to this guy.
We're fine. It's been dealt with.
Mara looks a little...
Can I insight this, Jack?
Yeah. I mean, there's not really a deception. I guess it would be persuasion if you wanted to do a contest, but I think if it's just a vibe check...
Well, you're being honest.
Because you
being
are.
honest.
I'm not a charismatic guy.
Yeah, that's an 8 persuasion and an 18 insight.
What do we
So
gain?
I imagine like you get the vibe that it's been dealt with, not in the way you expect though, or that you wanted. It's
Are
been
we in
dealt
any
with.
sort of danger?
No.
I'm just gonna side eye Edgar and like my head like, is this true?
I'm doing the same thing to Tauros on the other side.
Tauros is like
Two
two very different responses.
Go listen.
Edgar's like giving you a look like, I'm glad you looked at me, not at Taurus.
He knows looking at Tauros. He knows what Tauros' response is.
You didn't have to look at Tauros.
Tauros is just radiating rage at the moment.
Yeah, it's that anime anger, like anime anger aura.
He's got like red aura flowing around him right now.
Edgar gives you a nod.
Like this. Are we fucked?
No. Yeah, perfectly fine.
Edgar, are we fucked?
No, if we are, the
Tauros,
only one
are
who
we
will
fucked?
be.
Wait, but did the person get away?
Yes.
Did you get a name or an identifying feature of the person?
Just trust me on this. There's a thief like me.
It wasn't a yes or a no, Essa.
I'm going to vouch for Essa, and this is the last time I'm going to do it. I told him this is the one shot he's got. I'm trusting him on this. Essa knows enough. He can't tell us more, or he puts himself at danger. But Essa believes that it is handled.
Right. So, Mara is going to look at Essa. Hey, Essa, give me a persuasion check. I will let you have advantage because you are having Edgar vouch for you.
That's a 12. I'm not a charismatic guy, my friend.
Also,
My God.
Tauros has been rolling crack this entire session. Essa has not been.
Welcome to Everybody Hates Essa.
Yeah. That's what it feels like.
Mara, stone-faced, just goes, all right then. And she looks to the rest of you and says, I do believe that Oberon, T, and I were able to come out to a good arrangement for everyone.
A very productive conversation.
Now, I have been authorized to give you an advance if you do need anything to help cover the cost of travel and things like that.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
Okay. And then Mara's going to produce a coin purse. Inside, you'll find 75 gold coins.
Nice.
And to just look at it and then think look to T. I think you're best to hold.
You said T should
At
have...
T.
Oh, yeah, I'll take it.
Just because don't want to give it to Tauros because I feel like people try and swindle him if he has the money and tries to buy things.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't trust to give it to Essa right now, and it's a little
very fair.
It's Edgar's kind of in the same boat as Tauros, where people try.
Mitchell just Edgar two characters. Essa's whole job was just to get a bunch of money. He's like, $75, I'll take it, and that's just the end of Essa.
We never see him again.
Never see him again.
That was his entire life debt was 75 gold pieces.
If it was that
in this economy.
After getting the money, Oberon's going to. Do we head out?
Time like the present.
So, I think one of you has a map, right, of Elmera?
Edgar, I believe, or
I believe I do. I believe.
I think it's Edgar.
Yeah.
I think it's Edgar.
So yeah, looking at the map, you will see that Cashel is about a 10-day trip. It's very far to the east. It's actually the largest city in the east of Maka.
Any contacts there? Anyone that we can, if we want to learn a little more about our friend? Do you know anybody there, or are we on our own?
Yeah, Mara would tell you that the priest at the cathedral in Cashel, not the high priest of the cathedral, but one of the priests is friendly with Lady Ward. His name is Aiden. Aiden Aron.
All right. Just Essa's gonna do something while everyone's kind of getting ready. He's gonna take some time with the name he was given and try to see if he can, if it's like some kind of anagram, if he can decipher it to get a different name, if it's some kind of alias.
Yeah, give me. We'll say that's an Arcana check.
Arcana? That's a 9. Fuck me.
I was just thinking intelligence, and I was like, oh, Arcana, sure. That's arcane, cryptic. A 9, you spend time turning it over in your head, and you can't really think of anything that it would be an anagram for.
I've like written it out and like taken every letter apart, like just nothing.
Or, you when trying to see if it is some kind of code you recognize, you aren't able to think of anything.
It spells Oberon.
Dun dun. Before we head out, Oberon would like to go back to the Claudius estate, like right before we head out.
Did anyone want to get like any supplies, restock on any?
Oh yeah, T is going shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone run out of Gal's Day shopping with T?
Tauros would definitely stick by her.
Aw.
She's becoming, surprise, surprise, the only person he's trusting right now. He doesn't know Oberon. He's scared of your dog. All right, leave him alone.
Well, and also he needs some venting right now. Sounds like could be. All right. So T is going on a supply run with Tauros. Is anyone going with her? With those two?
I think Edgar would end up going to a different shop, like he will walk with, but he wants to go to the hunter's supplies. He wants to get like traps and stuff.
Gotcha. So Oberon's going to be heading back to the Claudius estate. Anything from Essa?
Is he just doing that anagram?
I imagine he would do like right before everyone goes out shopping. Okay. He doesn't want to go with anyone.
Like, everyone's mad at me. I don't want to hang out.
That's very fair reason.
All right. Yeah.
What's he going to do real quick? What he's going to do? He's going to go back to the spot where they were at with the red tiefling, and see like if anything was left behind to kind of make like a trail where she could have went.
Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
It's going to be a net. No, that's a nat 20. I have to be self-deprecating. It works.
All right. Let's see. Nat 20. So you go back. You follow the path that the tiefling went down. As you do, at first pass, you don't really notice anything stand out. However, in the direction, second pass, in the direction that she was originally running before Edgar threw the stone and made her make a detour. It's hard to notice at first, but you do catch right on the corner of one of the buildings the symbol of the rebellion etched in with the top of the break in the circle pointing in the direction that she was running in. So it looks like this is some kind of marker used by the rebellion agents in the city, perhaps to like try to help navigate.
I'm gonna follow it for a bit.
Okay. So you keep following that marker. It takes you kind of winding around the alleys. A few times you do have to kind of double back and reorient yourself, have to try to discern which direction exactly it's facing. Eventually you do find yourself...
Okay.
Yeah. Eventually you do kind of find yourself in one of the more slum-like rundown sectors of the city. And there the trail seems to end right before a sort of ramshackle looking building. It seems like some kind of establishment, maybe an inn or a tavern. Doesn't look like there's anyone inside of it at the moment, though.
Can I investigate around to find like a hidden room, anything out of sight, anything that would like lead to like a hidden base, or like just trying to continue to find the
All
trail.
right, so investigation around the building, sure thing. Just an investigation check.
Yep. 22.
22. Yeah. So you're looking around. It really does just look like a kind of nondescript, rundown looking establishment. However, peeking through the windows, there's a glance you get behind a counter where you assume the bartender would stand. You notice a trapdoor leading to some kind of a cellar, probably, with a pretty secure looking lock on it. At least from what you can tell from outside the building.
Can I look at the lock, see if it's like bugged it off? It has like a trap.
So to look at the lock close enough to investigate it, you would have to enter the building.
And that would cause suspicion. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna track that. I'm gonna keep them in mind. I don't want to do this right now.
Yeah, I'd say like you can definitely like add the location to your mental map of the city.
Yeah. We're gonna make the mental map of how to get here, and retrace my steps back to kind of being the general area where everyone's gonna meet up.
Sure thing. From there, let's do some. Let's knock out Edgar's quick shopping.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
Just a couple small things. Seeing that grappling hook, I want to see if any of like the hunter supplies might have something similar. If not an actual hook, something that I could use.
Yeah.
To possibly fashion.
Yeah. So this is more of a like hunter's specialty store, but I mean, you are able to like they do have like hooks and things that could be used for climbing gear, so it wouldn't be hard for you to fashion a grappling hook out of the supplies you could find here.
Sweet.
So yeah, I'd say you can buy that, and I'd say this place is probably a place that you've frequented a few times. They know you've got a decent enough reputation. You're not going to get fleeced here, so you can just get them at the standard prices.
Awesome. I would also like more rope, so another 50 feet. A fishing rod. Edgar does like to fish. And a lot of fishing wire, if possible. And a set of manacles.
Yeah. And you did also want a hunting trap, right?
I have one. If 5 gold is if I can get them to come down to the cheap price, I will consider the hunting trap.
Let's see.
Second.
Yeah, give me a persuasion check.
Oh boy,
great at those.
Very charismatic right here.
This is why you need tea when you go shopping.
11.
They
11.
They do like you, but they don't like you that much.
That's fair. I'll
like
stick to my one. I'll stick to my one trap.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Is fishing wire in this?
I don't see it. I haven't seen fishing wire anywhere. Like I did a
There's
fishing
fishing
wire
tackle.
D&D. Yeah.
We'll say like you can get a spool of fishing wire for like 5 silver.
Okay.
I imagine
Cool.
it can't be that expensive, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't fish, so I don't know.
I don't either.
If you want the actual prices, a good thing of fishing wire in American dollars, can run you anywhere from like cheap kind you can get for like depending on how big of a pool you get. If you get one about that big, it can be around like $10.
Okay, so I'd say
Like maybe like
more
silver.
2 silver, 2 to 4 silver, maybe.
Yeah, so I think 4 silver. We'll go with that.
Great.
Brother fish
Edgar-
religiously, so that's how I know this.
Yeah.
Edgar likes the guy who runs it, so for the whole package, he's just going to give 5 gold.
Okay.
You know, so it's probably a little extra, but he's just going to give him 5.
Sounds good. All right. And then Tiantoros.
Hi.
Ooh.
I am looking for rations for 10 days
Mhm.
for a 10-day journey. I am looking for
So yeah, like a day's ration is 5 silver, so you would need
that's
50
5
rations.
gold for one person.
Yeah, so
It's 25 gold for the lot of us.
yeah, but you do.
Anyway, can persuade to get a bundle deal?
Yeah, give me a persuasion check.
Tight.
22. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you.
My modifier is 8.
Yeah, no, you work your charm. You're able to get them to go down to a just 18 gold for 25 days worth or 25 rations. Anything else you were looking
is there
for?
anything else that Tauros would want?
So I'm trying to think. I don't think so. He would mostly just keep by tea and just kind of browse, but I don't think there's anything specific he'd be looking for.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, if there's not anything urgent, I guess that'll, you can always just buy more stuff at Cashel if you need it.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right. And
Like,
then,
I would get double that, but we're gonna be in Cashel. There's another town. There's civilization.
yeah.
Their rations are way better.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And then Oberon, you were heading back to the estate.
He does fully, like, for the rest of the day until they have to meet up, drag Tauros around to closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
They don't buy anything. They just look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main thing is
Tauros does get some like side eyes as he's going around shopping, but because he's with T, no one actually, no one says anything too rude. There are some people.
It's the help.
Yeah, there are some people who are like, "Oh, you brought him. That's interesting." Some like people being like, oh, okay. Like there is like an attendant at one of the clothing stores that's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. You we don't usually. I don't think we'll have anything for clients of your particular persuasion.
He glares.
And then like
Tauros, make them say it. Tauros, make them say it.
Say it. I don't know what you mean.
Well, it's just like.
Is it because I'm horny?
we're more for like the slimmer types, people who are
As there's just
I've
this
been
big
working out.
overweight elf in the background, like, I can't get the buttons to meet.
But of course, T is able to intervene and use Karen powers for good.
Yeah. She wields that Karen.
mhm.
My boy didn't want pickles.
Honestly, that's just me and Zach's relationship.
He didn't want ketchup on his sandwich.
Is this where we find out T's a warlock with the Pact of the Karen?
Ooh.
All
No,
right.
that is not her magical girl transformation.
Mhm.
All right.
Gets the Karen cut.
Oberon goes to the Claudius estate, and he just goes straight looking for Annie.
Yeah. So you go to the estate. You were left kind of early. People were still kind of getting up and getting ready for the day. Going in, you look for Annie, and it takes a minute because it's a big ass mansion. And you do eventually find her in one of the lounges. She's reading from another treatise on magic.
I'll come in and just. Hey.
Oh, hey, Oberon. What's how are things?
We going on a mission. We gone for a while. So.
Oh, you just got back home, but yeah, that's good though that you're already finding work as an adventurer. That's great.
I should be back, should all things considered. Then 25 days. We're on a far-reaching mission.
Okay. Well, I'll wait here until you're able to come back home. If if it takes longer than you expect, don't ever, don't feel like you can't write or anything.
Of course. You need anything, as you know, Castor will always be there.
Yeah, of course. Is everything all right?
Yes. I am.
All right.
Just looks like he's just trying to get the words out, but eventually he just folds like a house of cards, and just like gives her a very tight embrace.
Yeah, she's a little surprised. She's not used to you hugging her that much out of the blue, but she hugs you back and she says, I'm sure you're going to be fine. Like, you don't need to worry.
Of course. And in his mind, he's not the one he's worried about.
Mm-hmm.
And after finishing the hug, I'll talk to you.
Sure thing.
Leave. And he'll just go to meet back up with the group.
All right. Well, with that, I think you guys all have your preparations ready.
Mm-hmm.
Time to head on out to Cashel.
Yay.
Yeah. So you all start your way. You do have Edgar. Let me get a survival check to see if you all are able to make sure you don't get lost on your way to Cashel.
Group survival or just one person?
Let's do a group. Whoever thinks that they would be helping contribute to the navigation.
Attempt to help.
Yes.
To help.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So just meta, guys. I am proficient in survival, but I have a 6 in wisdom, so I have a 0 to survive.
Well, you did better
I
than
have
Oberon's Nat 1.
Oh boy!
0 as well.
Come
You
on.
know what?
You can do it.
13.
Okay.
Fucking
Oh,
Oberon.
Edgar.
That's a
11.
Hey, that's a 16.
Edgar.
18.
18.
Hell yeah!
Hey, oh my god.
This is not a very wise group, my friend.
No.
And a wisdom save. We are fucked.
All right. Well,
Now Jack knows exactly what he should do for the BBEG. Great.
He's known all along.
so
Mastermind bitch.
despite Oberon's patently terrible sense of direction,
We need to go.
I
that
was
way.
told we
that
were
way.
supposed to go north, so I started climbing this tree.
Oh. Oh, LeBron.
Wouldn't
you
agrees
all
with me.
do make your way. It does help that there is a big river for you to follow as well. And one night during your journey, let's see. I could get. What's your guys so like? What's your camp situation?
Going to assume Oberon for sure has his own tent set up with like a not like Wound usually probably just sleeps outside of it.
He's a bit big.
Wrapped around it like insulation.
Yeah, does his best to do that.
Yes.
On any cold nights, he is the blanket.
Mm-hmm.
What a good puppy.
His own tent.
So who's taking third watch?
Do we?
He will take third watch because she takes so long to get ready. She'll just do it while she's doing watch.
How many face masks do you need at night? Like,
ask me one more time and you die.
Ask me one more time. Every time you ask me, that's another face mask. It's like when you're getting when you ask your parents, "How long do we have to leave?" And they're like, "Every time you ask, it's longer."
Mm-hmm.
I hate to tempt my luck again with the survival check, but Edgar would try to find a spot where it's as many sides covered, like as few avenues to enter into our campsite as possible, like trees and everything. And depending on how he does, he'd set some stuff up.
Sure thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
that's another 18.
18.
Yeah, so I'd say you are able to find a nice bit of fairly defensible area, pretty much just one way in. Did you want to maybe set one of your hunting traps?
So what I want to do first is use some of my fishing wire, as thin as it is, to connect from one side to another if possible, and have it that if it gets tripped, something like a bag of copper or something will spill, so that we will have a little alarm.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it's too big for a hunting trap to really be placed effectively, without risk of someone in the group setting it. So I'm going to save the hunting trap, but I'm going to set that up, and I'm going to try to cover as much around it with leaves so it's as hidden as possible.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say with an 18 survival, you do a pretty good job with that. Any other preparations anyone else would want to make before setting camp?
Before you decide how fucked we are?
Can't think of anything for Oberon. He just obviously wouldn't be in like his armor because they sleep in medium/heavy armor.
Yeah.
Because especially when they're out in the woods, he does keep his lance, his standard near him, but that's about it.
Oberon has his Claudius sleep lingerie that he wears to bed.
Right. The traditional Claudius family lingerie.
The esteemed Claudius
dare you.
lingerie, 5 times sexiest wear winner in Elmera.
Right,
Voted
of course.
on by the
By
Claudius
the Claudius
family.
family.
Yeah.
This one fucked up family. Like, not that we didn't know that, but
Some
They
elves do
produce
weird
Oberon,
shit.
and they're honestly pretty fucked up.
All right. Well, just a moment here. All right. Well, you all have that all set up. You all feel rather cozy. T, you're still taking care of yourself and all that good stuff. Let's see.
putting on face mask number 7.
I imagine they're all on top of each other. Like it's just layers.
All right. I will
You
need
do it all at
a
once.
perception check from T since she is keeping watch.
That's a terrible decision. Anyway. Perception. Hey, 13. Not the worst in the world. Not
I
great.
swear, Mitchell, if that fucking tiefling kills us in our sleep,
No promises. Okay.
So T, you're keeping an eye on the area where Edgar set that alarm, and you're doing a pretty good job of between moisturizing and
I'm doing my winged eyeliner, and then I just stop halfway through to give a look, and then I continue.
And for a good part of the night, nothing really starts approaching. You do, however, kind of, as the fire's going, just kind of do a yawn, stretch, look up at the sky, see the stars, see a little couple of black silhouettes floating in the sky. They're getting bigger. They're getting bigger. They're definitely approaching.
I'm waking up my party.
Okay. Yeah. So you wake up the party as overhead you see 2 large creatures that seem to have the bodies of lions, the wings of dragons, and the tails of scorpions.
So they got one up?
Prepare
He
yourselves.
literally just wakes them up by giving Tauros a little shake and just going, "Gentlemen, incursion."
Yep. Prepare yourselves, everyone, because you will be fighting a pair of manticores next time on Dice Age.
Yay!